Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at two different pairs of truly wireless earbuds. A lot of you guys wanted me to check out the new MPOW M30 Plus, and a lot of you guys also requested for me to try out the Tribit FlyBuds 3. So I put in a request to get both of them. I have them both here, and then that's where things get a little bit awkward. When I took them out of the box, when I started to look at them, you don't have to take a whole lot of time to look at them to see they're almost the exact same earbud, from the case to the design of the earbud. So we're going to check out both of these in the same video. I am going to tell you there are a couple of differences here and there. Well, let's go ahead and start with the price. Price on these, they both average right around $35. Right now the M30 Plus comes in at $34, where the FlyBuds 3 come in at $36. So price wise, we're looking at about the same. So it's really just going to come down to some of the features and the sound itself as to which one you would probably go with. Now, as far as the technology that's in here, they both have Bluetooth 5.0. They both have a very solid, stable connection. I didn't notice any kind of dropouts. I didn't have any lag with watching movies or videos, and they both have a similar slight lag when playing games. So if you're somebody that's going to be gaming on your mobile device, I wouldn't necessarily pick these, just because when you have lag and you're playing any type of shooter, that can be a huge deal. Now, as far as the IP rating, both of these are completely waterproof, but the FlyBuds 3 comes in at IPX7, where the MPOW M30 Plus has IPX8. So you're not really going to be able to tell the difference either way. Just know that if you drop either one of these into water, you're going to be fine. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box and the actual packaging itself, I will say that I felt the FlyBuds 3 has the more professional packaging, and you also get a little bit more when it comes to the accessories. Because with the MPOW M30 Plus, you get 3 sets of ear tips, 3 sets of the actual little ear fins, and then you're getting a USB-C cable. Where with the FlyBuds 3, you're getting 6 sets of ear tips, and you're getting 3 sets of wing tips, and also a USB-C cable. So if you're somebody that sometimes has a little bit of an issue getting a fit with earbuds, know that you're going to have a little bit more options when it comes to the FlyBuds. Now, as far as the battery life on these, again, they are completely identical. You're going to get around 5 hours on the earbuds themselves, where with the charging case, you're going to get around 100 hours total. Now, the only difference I did find here is the FlyBuds advertise that they have a fast charge feature, where a 10-minute charge will get you 90 minutes worth of use, where the MPOW M30 Plus doesn't have a fast charge feature. Now, when you move over to looking at the case on these are both completely identical. They look like they rolled off the same factory. The only thing being different is the branding on the top, because on the front you have the same pairing button, you have the same flap that's covering the same USB-C input and the same USB output, because both of these can also be used as external chargers for your phone or your tablet or anything like that. They both have 2600 milliamp batteries. You also have the 4 indicator lights on the front so that you can gauge how much battery life is on each case. So these are completely identical. Now, when you open up the lids, again, you would initially think these are identical, because the first thing you notice is that ear fin design that is exactly the same on both. Now, I will say that the MPOWs are slightly larger than the FlyBuds. They also have an LED ring around the outside, and that's just a little bit different because the FlyBuds just have a little light that is barely noticeable. So there is a slight difference in the design, but if you picked up both of them and you held them both next to each other, it's really hard to tell the difference. Now, as far as the controls, they both utilize touch controls, but this is a huge difference because the MPOW M30 Plus gives you control over everything. So your play, your pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, and even volume control, where the FlyBuds 3 lack volume control. And to me, that is a huge deal because I always like to have all of my controls on the earbuds themselves. So that is a huge bonus going towards the MPOWs. Now, for you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that either one of these, you can use either the left or the right. And then I think the mics on both of these are about equal as well. They're both decent. They're not going to be anything that blows anybody away, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
Alright guys, so here is the mic test using the FlyBuds 3. I think overall it sounds fairly decent. I do hear a little bit of distance, but that could be because of the higher IP rating that these earbuds have, and so that coating could be affecting the microphones. But this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. All right, guys, so here is a mic test using the MPOW M30 Plus. I feel like the microphone is a little bit better on the FlyBuds 3 because I notice a little bit of digital noise when it comes to the MPOWs. But overall, this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. The sound, in my opinion, is the most important thing when you're deciding on buying a new audio product, and the sound is where there is the biggest difference between both of these products. Now, in my opinion, they both sound really good, but I felt like the FlyBuds 3 lacked a little bit in comparison to the M30 Plus. And what I mean by that is I felt like the volume on the FlyBuds 3 was about 2 to 3 notches lower than the M30 Plus. Same thing with the bass. I felt like the bass was really nice on the FlyBuds 3, but it just didn't have the punch that the M30 Plus did. And the same goes with the mids and the treble. The FlyBuds 3 has a warmer sound to them overall, so it felt like everything was a little bit toned down, where the M30 Plus just had a more dynamic sound. The bass had more of a punch, the treble was a lot cleaner, you could just pick up details a lot better in the M30 Plus in my opinion. So when it came to comparing the two, I would always reach for the M30 Plus over the FlyBuds 3, but that's because these fit the sound signature that I like more. So if you don't like your bass to be as punchy and you don't like your treble to have that brighter tone to it, you may prefer the sound of the FlyBuds 3. But I like a punchy bass and I love having these crystal clear highs, and the M30 Plus just definitely did that for me. Now, as far as the sound stage and the sound imaging, I felt like both of these kind of handled it the same way. I definitely felt like I was in a large room and I was able to tell where everything was coming from. Even with the FlyBuds 3 having that veiled sound, it didn't make me feel like I was in a smaller environment. So both of these handled that very nicely. But when it comes to cons, I will say that with the FlyBuds, I just wish that there was a little bit more boost in the volume, a little bit more boost when it comes to the bass, and a little bit more clarity when it comes to the treble. But that's based off sound, and that's just my personal preference. And then my only complaints with the M30 Plus is I just wish that it had more ear tips just to kind of match up with the FlyBuds 3. So if you are somebody that has a little bit of an issue trying to get a good fit with ear tips, you just have the same options as you do with the FlyBuds 3. And like I said, those are minor complaints. I think both of these are incredible values at around 35 bucks. I would have no hesitation recommending either one of these to anybody. So it really just kind of comes down to the sound. If you want a more dynamic sound, I would reach for the M30 Plus. If you like a more of a warmer neutral sound, but it still has a nice punch to it, I would go with the FlyBuds 3. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Tribit FlyBuds 3 and the MPOW M30 Plus. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.